What is up? Episode 17, Phillies Red October continues. Start with the Braves tomorrow. Going to get a few plugs in quick. Well, maybe just one plug. I don't know. So, Drunk Phils fans, we have hooded sweatshirts as well. So I think Mike's wearing a different brand. PhillySportshirts.com, PHILLY, sportshirts.com. I put it up on the screen for those of you that are live viewing. Great way to support us. We appreciate it. Get your orders in now, and maybe you'll have it, I don't know, by the NLCS. Because let's hope this only goes 3 games. I wanted to start it off with just, some quick numbers, and we're just going to kind of do a conversation today. Lots of viewer comments, we're hoping, and we're going to answer those. Phils were 5-8 against the Braves this year. Since June, the Braves were 61-34. The Phils, the Phils were 61-34. The Braves were 65-40. So it's really closer than you think since June 2nd. Braves against the Phillies, the Braves hit 270, the Phils hit 217. So, there's that. Phils starters were 4.03 ERA. Braves were 4.14, so a little bit of an edge there. The bullpen, another edge to the Phillies with a 3.56 ERA versus a 3.81 of the Braves. And then the Braves bullpen gives up a lot of home runs, like way more than you think. They gave up 75 bombs this year, just their bullpen, where the Phillies only gave up 61. And then you go to hitting again. The Braves OPS is close to 100 points higher than the Phils. The Braves are at 845 and the Phils are at 765. So I wanted to go through like each position with each of the U4 guys and kind of say like, hey, who has the edge? But I'm going to save us the trouble. Atlanta has the edge in every single one of them except for shortstop. Or that's what I think. So if you disagree with any of them, they have the edge in every single one. Bullpen, Philly slight edge. Starters, I think it's a wash. I'm not sure that there is an edge there. So that's kind of like where I'm at. Statistical categories for the team, the Braves destroyed everyone, so it's not even close. But who wants to go next, and what kind of preface do you have here?
So I'll jump in. So you say that the starters are a wash, but as a group, the Phillies starters are third in innings in the entire league, and the bullpen is 30th. So I find, as a pitcher, I find that super interesting. So that means statistically, the Phillies starters have gone deeper. And I know that they use 6 starters as opposed to 5 at some points in the season. But it also bodes for the hitters on the Phillies to have a different mindset to get the starters faster so that they get into that bullpen that may be a little bit more tired than the Braves. And then conversely, if our starters that have, historically this year gone deeper, if they don't do that, then we have some leeway to lean on the bullpen to come in and pitch a little bit more than the bullpen of the Braves. I thought that was a super interesting piece of Topper's press conference that I listened to this week. I didn't necessarily understand. I think that his and the organization's strategy was, hey, we're gonna kind of let the bullpen rest a little bit so that we go deeper into the playoffs. And I throw that out there to the rest of you guys to mull over and talk about right now. I thought that was a really cool stat.
Yeah, I think go ahead, John. Go ahead.
Go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. I think the 6-man rotation obviously helped the Phillies later in the year. A guy like Nola got some extra rest. Wheeler got some extra rest. We did deal with some injuries. Suarez missed some time from the rotation in the middle of the year there. So he hopefully is rounded back into form for his start tomorrow. But the Braves are dealing with some injuries too in their starting rotation. Obviously, Charlie Morton's going to be out. That's a big loss for them. And Fried's dealing with a blister issue that's flared up a couple times over his last couple starts. So if he's not going to be able to throw his breaking stuff effectively because of that blister, and the Phillies can get on over him with his fastball, I mean, that bodes well. That bodes real well for the Phillies. And then, like you said, Mike, maybe you're into that bullpen a little earlier in the game there with no Charlie Morton and with a little bit of a banged up Max Fried. The name I'm seeing for the Braves as their third starter in this series is Bryce Elder. He made 2 starts against the Phillies this year, pitched about 10 2/3 innings, and the Phillies touched him up for 4 runs, including a couple home runs. So I think this the way the schedule sits right now in this series, I think it really sets up well for the Phillies, being able to bring Wheeler back in the game 2, and then you'll have him for game 5 if necessary. But the key is going to be how do we handle Strider, who's really dominated the Phillies this year. Obviously we handled him last year in the playoffs, but so far this year he's absolutely dominated the Phillies. I was looking at 2.42 ERA, 38 strikeouts in 26 innings. Like, he's just dominated the Phillies, 4-0 during the regular season. So he's going to be the key, because you're going to have to probably beat him at least once to win this series. So hopefully it's tomorrow. If not, maybe game 4. But I think like Chris said, the numbers really. I mean, if you played the game off the numbers, there's no reason to take the field. The Braves are clearly the better team up and down on both sides of the ledger, with slight edges maybe in some of the areas for the Phillies. But where the Braves are the best, they're the best by a wide margin. But the game's not played on paper; the game's played on the field, and I think the Phillies just have that. They don't give up. Like, they just battle. They got that battle mentality. We saw that a couple series ago. Even though we lost 3 or 4 to the Braves here, we battled back every one of those games, down by multiple runs, came back, forced extra innings in a couple of them to eventually lose in extra innings. But I like the heart that the Phillies show, especially playing against the Braves, and I think we're by far the toughest team the Braves would have to face in the playoffs. What do you got, John?
Yeah, I agree. I was just about to say about Strider. You have to beat him at least once. I'm hearing there's no ifs, ands, or buts. He will start game 4. So you're going to face him in 1 and 4. I'd rather take it tomorrow night, to be honest. My expectations and my feelings inside about this team just like go up if we take tomorrow night against him. Just to take an early split down there in Atlanta, and then come back here at the worst, tied up, or hey, if we get lucky and take 2 down there. But yeah, you got to take one off Strider. And like you said, Fried's hurting a little bit, and I got to take these glasses off for 2 seconds because I wrote some stuff down. But yeah, I can't see through them when reading, so I apologize. But Strider home and away. He's better at home. His ERA is actually higher home than it is away, which is kind of weird. And I've noticed they play worse in the daytime down there too. I was hoping for like an earlier start than 7 down there. I mean, what's it, 6:07? I think I was hoping for an earlier start because they seem to struggle in the daytime for some reason. But I like the matchups. I like Ranger going in the first game. I like Wheels in the second game. If not, I mean, I'm hoping it's not necessary, but you'd have Wheeler for the 5th game probably. I'm sure Topper would bring him back for game 5. I'm hoping they win in 4. But like you said, you got to take one versus Strider, and the third guy is going to be Elder. I mean, they're hurt across the board, and they're starting pitching. We can go toe to toe with them lineup wise, and I trust our home crowd to be a huge part of that. Like a huge part of their energy and their vibe. The crowd will get them hyped up and pumped up. But I'm hoping we take it in 4. To be honest, and not go back to Atlanta at all. Take one down there, come back here, and close that shit out. And I think this year's team, like a lot of people are saying, this year's team is better than last year's team. I'm finally seeing that. Like, no, we've had a lot of ups and downs. We've put stuff on the page. It's the old last year's live until like not too long ago, maybe like a couple weeks ago. Finally started feeling that red October kind of vibe. Like we had something special going on here. Some new faces. I know I was on that march over Pache thing. Dugan had to talk me out from a ledge in the group chat. I would like to see him hit against his old team. Like, hey, you know, you traded me that Olsen deal. Look what I can do. You know what I mean? And like that, I said some new faces, and I would like to see what we can do, at least to take care of them. I think Phillies in 4, man. Yeah, Chris.
So I guess we'll go to some comments now because they're piling up. So I want to pause here. So Joe Bucci, evening fellas, what's up, man? How you doing? Matt, damn it, I'd watch more, but have to grab a few drinks. We split the first 2 games. We get back to NLCS. You can drink while watching the show. Like, there's nothing against it.
That's
Like,
100%
it's yeah.
encouraged.
I think it's like part of the sign-on process. All good numbers and a great sign that we will take the series. Fuck the Braves. Jared, across the street, what's up, my man? Finally catching an episode live in Zdrovia. Absolutely. Another Polish person like myself. It's cool to be Polish, but it's also very tough because walking and chewing gum at the same time provides difficulty. Drinking and I can drink and do anything, so that's one thing. I guess it's like part of my heritage that I was able to do that.
So wait a minute, I'm a quarter Polish, and it's really hard for me to walk and chew gum too. So
I don't do it. I just don't do it. Al at Philly Tailgate Fanatics wants to know what's the over under on beers getting crushed tomorrow night at the garage. Man, I don't know. I'm going to say like probably 20.
I'm going over.
Yeah. I meant just for me, but 20, I don't know.
I'm still going over.
Good evening. What a first round. Desmond's, thanks for joining. Love that. Nancy, just heard Ricky Bell on the radio saying the Braves are whining because there isn't a reseeding because they want to lower the seed. You know what? Like, I kind of do get it because every other sport does it. And I don't really want to go out to LA because that kind of sucks. And, you know, that travel back and forth. So tough shit, Braves. Deal with it, suck it up, and, you know, stop whining. You know, stop making excuses already. We're not here making excuses. We're like, hey, you're a good team. You might beat us. I don't know. But we're not pissing and moaning about like having to play like the juggernaut. We're not, you know, so shush. We'll do 2 more. Must be 110% consistent. Don, I agree. I mean, consistency and defense and tough pitching, I think, is how we win this. And the occasional home run is probably going to come into play. And Ed's, I'm just watching on tap on my own. Hey, that's cool. I mean, I'm not going to sing the song because we don't sing unless it's, you know, we win. But I will, we will sing for that. So who makes the team and who's gone? I know that they play this roster game and, you know, we watched Thompson's press conference and he said Suarez was pitching and I guess that was up in the air, but I'm not starting Walker. Like, I'm starting Suarez. He's been there, period, end of story. Walker didn't have much of a chance to play in the playoffs because he was a loser Met recently. So there's no surprise there. But who do you guys think gets left off? Because obviously there's going to be some change, or not obviously, or is it keep it as it is? Don't fix what's not broke.
I'm not surprised at Rangers getting that start. I mean, he's made 1 start against the Braves this year, 6 innings, 7 Ks, only gave up 1 earned run over those 6 innings. So that's a nice it's a nice line for him in only one start. Where Walker, in the other case, he had pitched 12 innings and gave up 8 earned runs against the Braves. So I'm with you at no Walker, but I do think Walker stays on the playoff roster, and I do think Lorenzen gets put on, and I think Lorenzen comes in, and I think they're going to remove Weston Wilson from the roster and keep Cave, only because the Braves are most likely going to throw 2 right-handed starters at the Phillies, and then their bullpen is righty heavy, where the Marlins were more left-handed heavy, so you kept Wilson around as a right-handed bat off the bench, where I don't think he's going to be as necessary. And I do think that there might be a piggyback situation with Ranger and Sanchez. If Ranger runs into some trouble or goes twice through the lineup, you may see them go to Sanchez to get a fresher arm, give him another look, and he can give you multiple innings. And that leaves Lorenzen and Strom as your 2 guys in the bullpen that can pitch multiple innings if needed, one from the right and one from the left. So I think Lorenzen's in, Wilson's out. And I think Walker's just along for the ride because I don't see him getting a start in this series at all. Well, yeah, Mike.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. The only thing that I thought was maybe they would keep Wilson instead of Cave, but your argument is rock solid. We'll see tomorrow around noon. I think the most excited I am is that we are not talking about Kirkring being left off. I think this guy is the future. I think the future is now. You guys saw him. He got into a playoff game. He got his, he got a little taste, and he did an amazing job. So I think they keep him on. That was another fringe guy, in my opinion. But after the other night, I think he's in good shape. I really like the Suarez start, and I agree with you on the Walker. He's kind of the guy that they keep around just in case, but at his record, that I think that's why. I also think that Weston Wilson goes down to the keep ready, in Clearwater, and he might be back for the NLCS, after we beat the Braves in 4. So, John, what you got?
Yeah, there might have been a little fibbing a couple seconds ago because I can sing. Fuck Jake Cave and everything's A-okay. Leave Jake Cave off this fucking roster. I cannot stand that dude. Please keep. He has no purpose on this team to me. I don't get it. I'd rather see the kid Weston Wilson get a shot and stay on the roster for this round. You keep Walker around. I'd say maybe if you need it, if you want to give another guy a breather in the bullpen, maybe you bring him in an earlier inning. Like if you need, like a 6 innings or something like that. Like nothing later on. You got your guys for that. But you just, like Duke has said, a just in case guy. You do keep Lorenzen on. You do bring Lorenzen on. But yeah, I think Cave's the odd guy out for me. Not just because I don't like him. He does nothing for me when he's out there. I don't know. I do like the Ranger start, and I don't think Walker will see a start at all in these playoffs. I think they're gonna pretty much ride their first 3 their 3 horses, and if needed, they'll throw Sanchez in maybe for a start, somewhere. Not in this series, probably. I mean, maybe if they advance, maybe Sanchez will see a start or something.
Yeah, so Mike, I'm going to direct this one to you. I saw that Max Fried is pitching like these inner squad or whatever the fuck they're calling it, just coming off an injury, hasn't played in at least 15 days. Like he was ineffective in these inner squad games. Do you think that like this dude is going to pitch, and what do you expect from him?
So, as elite as he's been in the past, coming off this injury, I don't expect that he's going to be sharp. So, obviously, in all these series, especially when you have a 5 game, right? It's a short leash, and so they might go to him just because of his past success, but I think they have a really short leash on him. They know what he can expect, or they know what they can expect from him. And it's really funny because with that kind of an injury, like you don't know when it's going to crop up. So I think they're high on him. Obviously, he was their ace. Not very long ago before Strider kind of stepped up, but to me, it's one of the. It's like a touch and go. Like, do you trust this guy or do you not trust him? And we'll see here come soon.
Yeah, he was actually pitching these games with like a bandage on his finger, which he's not allowed to, obviously, in the actual game. So, like, if he still has the bandage on the finger, I'm like, this dude's not ready to go. Like, he's not ready to go, and fucking pitch him then.
I would think too. I would think an injury like that, the blister would affect not only his spin on the ball, but his control could be affected too.
Absolutely.
So I think it's important that the Phillies need to be patient and make them throw strikes and getting good counts, getting good fastball counts, and really do damage when he you get a good fastball to hit. Because I got to imagine he's not going to have the best grip, and that should affect everything he does out there.
And I'm going to spin this next one to John.
I will say real quick, Chris.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fans in Pennsylvania. They're out here. They love the Phillies.
That's awesome.
They all think that Max Fried sucks. Just saying.
There you go. Fuck Max Fried. Fuck Max Fried.
John, so let's say this situation arises. Game 1, Phillies are down 2-0, fifth inning, Rangers in, and it's going to the sixth. Who are you bringing in the sixth inning after, Rangers thrown 80 pitches and he's done? What are you doing for the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th? Are you going Sanchez or are you going bullpen? John, you're all garbled to me. Chris, are you getting them?
Yeah, he's garbled.
John, you're like completely garbled. You're going to have to sign off and on. It's not, we can't hear you at all, dude. Chris, let's go to some comments while John tries to get his audio sorted out here.
All right.
All right, that sounded better, John, if you just said all right.
Hear that?
Yeah, that's way better, dude.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, all good. Zach gives a fuck the Mets. Always a good time for it.
Why not?
Yep. Kelly Lynn Combs. Anyone else worried that the national media seems to like us now? I'm thinking that we're starting to like us now. I always thought we were kind of mean and kind of we kind of got together on that, fuck the Mets. Little kids are giving the middle finger. I was telling Chris this story the other day, and I think it was Will Middlebrooks, a former player, ML player. His first home run was actually hit here at Citizens Bank Park, and I think he was playing for Boston at the time, but I don't remember. So he's in the on deck circle, and he says a lady 60 years old was like, "Hey, Will, look over here. Will, look over here," and he wouldn't look over. So eventually, his third at bat, he hits a home run, and as he's coming from, and she was right near the opposing team dugout. So as he's walking up, remember, a 60-year-old woman, Middlebrooks is coming in, ready to get high fives, and she's like, "Hey, Will, look at me." So he finally looks up, and she says, "Hey, Will, I fucked your mother." We get it. We're like, yeah, I guess. My mom would probably. I don't know. My mom would say that, but some moms wouldn't. I think that's okay. Kelly, I am a little bit worried, but I'm also I'm kind of liking that love a little bit. I think they're not seeing it as pissed off. I think they're finally seeing it as passion. But we'll get into that a little bit later as well. But that's a good point. Sig's at a wedding, just about to start. They won't let me project you onto the memory screen.
That's
what type of
bullshit.
wedding is it?
Jesus.
Yeah, that's complete nonsense.
Take the check back, Sig.
Hey,
Don't
hey.
put the check. Don't put the check in the.
Stop the check. Stop
Can we,
payment.
can we talk about Sig's cave beard?
For men
yeah,
look.
yo, he looks good, man. I'm not gonna like I can't knock it because I'm like, I don't know. I kind of dig it. So good for you, man. It takes a lot of guts to do the
Nice job with the just for men, Sig. Nice job.
yeah.
10 years off
so-
his face for sure.
The one
Absolutely.
thing you said, Mike, and I'll tell you a personal story. So one of my friends got married a few times. A few means 3, right? So on the 3rd wedding, and I was invited to all 3. I wrote, on the check, I post dated it 2 years. I says, if you're still together, you can cash the check. I mean, it's a complete asshole move, and it was just meant to be funny. The money's still not out of the account, I don't think. So I guess they're not together. I don't know. All right, Sig. Blooper is a twat waffle.
Yeah.
This dude, like, I'm sure that Blooper is like, he likes kids and he's like cool when he's at the games. Whoever they have running his social media, the dude's just angry and constantly wants to fight back. And like, if any of the people, all the guys here, they'll tell you, I'm like, do not fight back with fucking people being assholes. Let them be assholes. Do you know who's going to tell them they're assholes? Our fans will tell them they're assholes. Don't do it. But this dude's going nuts. Like, I was looking at his Twitter today. Absolutely going nuts. Like, I'm just like, he's like the Fanatics, like his stick's old, like he doesn't do anything cool. I mean, yeah, it may be old. He doesn't do anything new. That's true. There's no lies there. He does the same shit. Oh, I'm going to do the nude streak. I'm going to do the Macarena. I'm going to dance with the ump. But fuck you, Blooper. We love that shit.
Solid goal
in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I'm not calling that fucking building at 13th and Market Macy's. There's a fucking eagle in there. It's Wanamaker's till I die. And that's how I feel. Like, we're like big on tradition. So, any other person want to speak out on Blooper here?
What the fuck is Blooper? I don't even know what the fuck
what
he
is a blooper?
Like, I don't even. He's like the Wish version of the Fanatic. Like they you got the cheap version. I don't see him doing any shit. What the hell does he do?
Right.
Isn't that fellatio while you're taking a dump? Isn't that what that's called? A blooper?
Let's spend 0 time talking about this fucking jerk off.
Yeah. He don't
Fuck
have
Blooper.
Yeah, Blooper don't have a hot dog firing gun, firing meat rockets at people's faces. Fuck him.
Seriously. Fuck that. We're not talking about it again. I love that, Mike. Fuck him.
Yeah.
What's the feeling on Ranger? The great question. Will he surprise us or be the same old Ranger? It will suck to go down 0-1. I'm not worried about going down 0-1. They're the Phillies. Like, they've fucking been down 0-1 the whole fucking year.
Right.
Yeah, but can I take that real quick?
Yeah.
So if you watch anything about the Phillies, you watch Topper, his press conference, they have the ultimate respect for Ranger because he's got ice in his veins, man. This guy can go out there. First of all, he's the best fielding pitcher since Greg Maddux. Second of all, he's been here before, right? So it's not like it's his first time. And so I've got complete confidence that even if something weird happens in the first or second inning, he can recover and keep us in the game at a 1 or 2 run deficit. And then our offense can come back and back him up. So I've got complete confidence in Ranger. I love the start. I think it's a great call. And not only that, I think we go up 1-0 against Strider because
I think
we have enough of a game plan against him to get him out of there in time to
All right, Mike's connection shit in the bed. So we're going to move on to Mr. John, Daddy John. Braves are going to be tough to go through. I see the Phils win 3-2. Also, where the hell is the bunt? I like Nola. It's gone. Man, Mr. Negler, I don't love a 5-game piece there, but it's still a Phillies W, so I like that. That's tough. John, you want to talk to your pop directly here?
Yeah,
Talk some sense into him?
Yeah, Pop, I'm on the Phils and 4 bandwagon there. I think we're gonna steal one down there. I would love to steal it against Strider, but then it would be depressing if we lost game 2. It's like, oh, we took the first one and then we'd lose the Freed or whoever they got. But I mean, got to take one down there and then do not let it go back down there. You got to get on the train, Pop. Phillies and 4.
Thomas, anyone else jonesing for a game? I can't stand having to wait another day. I want some Phillies baseball. Dugan.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't even talk as days of the week now. It's like what's today? It's the day before the Phillies play. That's the way I consider my week now. You know, everything revolves around when the Phillies' next game is, and I hope to do that the rest of the month. You know, so yeah, I can't wait for that game to start tomorrow. I'm fired up.
Anyone who's watching right now in the comments, I want you to either type left or right. And I have a bottle below me on my left hand and my right hand. And whatever one gets the more votes, I'm going to do it before the end of the game's over. And it depends. I might do the whole fucking thing. It's a random bottle. You know, whatever's in there, I'll do a shot at least. Mike, are you back? No, he's frozen.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, you were a little frozen there. Yeah. I think the Phillies want it more than the Braves. Yeah. Hello? That felt like Reservoir Dogs when they cut the dude's ear off. He's like, oh, can you hear me? What about now? How you doing? And just dancing around. All right. So there's a few more things that I kind of wanted to bring up and just kind of go around and ask people. So if there isn't such a thing, but who do you think the NLDS MVP is going to be?
I think the Phillies.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Philly Stars have to step up more than they did in the Marlins series. I think we were kind of carried by the young guys in that, with Stott having the big grand slam and you know, Bohm had a big double to get the scoring started in game 1. So I think Harper's got to really play a big role. He, you know, I'm looking at his numbers against the Braves this year. Average isn't stellar, 244, but he did hit 5 home runs in against the Braves this year. So I'd love to see Harper get rolling and kind of be the MVP and carry us, you know.
Okay. John?
Yeah, Dugan kind of took mine, but that's all right. That's touche because I took fuck Jeff 09 last week.
09, yes, you did.
So we're even. Yeah, I was going to say Harper, but I'm thinking Castellanos for some reason. I think he's going to have a nutty-ass NLDS for some reason. I'm going
Castellanos. He hit 294 against the Braves this year with 4 bombs. So
yeah,
he's had a nice season against them.
And I think his defense is going to come into play, too. A couple nice flashy catches, maybe. We'll see. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, if you guys can hear me, I'm going with Bohm. I'm taking John's guy.
There you go.
I think he steps up. He drives in a bunch of runs, hits a couple homers, and he does, like you were just saying with Nicky, 3 buttons. He makes a couple of flashy plays in the field.
Yeah, you almost want to go with the pitcher, but they're only going to pitch 1 game probably, or we're hoping that. I mean, I guess Wheeler could pitch 2 and 5. So I'm going to say Stott. I think this dude just heated up and something special is going to happen with this guy. I think he's going to be like the new Chase Utley. Like, just in crunch time, he's just the dude that just steps up and just does what he needs to, whether it's left-handers, right-handers, and kind of completely dispel that rumor. And next year, we're not talking about, like, oh, there's a tough left-hander. Fuck that tough left-hander stuff. Stott's a tough left-hander, and he can hit either. So I'm going to hang my hat on Stott himself. Do you guys have anything you wanted to bring up, like, and ask the group?
So just really quick, I'd love to poll the group. Do you guys think that the fact that the bullpen is so rested plays a factor in this series?
I don't think it hurts things because for game 1 and 2, everyone should be available. I don't see a reason why, even if, I don't know, Sir Anthony, Kimbrel, someone pitches, Saturday, they can't do it Monday. I think that helps. So immediately there's no going into game 3, someone's not going to be available. Probably. I don't think we're getting to complete games by the Phils pitchers, but that's just kind of my opinion. So I think it helps slightly.
I think the days off during this series really helps the Phillies in that bullpen because you're getting that game 1 day off, game 2 day off, and you'd hope that game 2 Wheeler gives you 7, go strong, a strong 7. So I think Topper can be aggressive in game 1, and really not have to ride Suarez all that long, and start leverage situations if it's the 5th, 6th inning. Bring in a Hoffman, bring in an Alvarado, because they're all going to be available. If that's the opportunity where the game could be shifted in the 5th or 6th inning, to really be aggressive and use those guys, because then you got a day off. You hope Wheeler goes deep in game 2, which the bullpen won't need to be overused, and then you get the day off on Tuesday. So, yeah, I think the Philly. I think the schedule sets up really nice for the things the Phillies do well. It's going to let them maximize all those guys down there that are the high leverage guys. So I think the Phillies are in a good spot here.
Yeah, I think it can't hurt with the off days, and also like Chris said, game 1 and 2, everybody said everybody should be available. I actually had a question for you guys. I know Kirkring's my guy, and we've been talking about him and all that. What situations do you put him in? Because he got thrown in before the season ended. We were getting blown out by the Mets, and he got thrown in just to get some work in, and he got roughed up. But the game was already over. You know what I mean? And before that, we were winning when he came in. What situations would you put him in this series?
You're talking about Kirkring. Where would I bring him in?
Yeah, whether we're up or down, or what do you think?
I think there's a few guys on the team that should be in when you're down, and that's Lorenzen. He's a mop up guy, but Kirkring, he's high leverage. Either be on the damn roster and come in with a 2-run lead, or don't, or tied, or 1 run. I'm not hesitating to put this dude in. I'm not going to second guess Thompson for doing it. As long as there's probably more left-handers, honestly. So if I would question Strom being put in before I'd question Kirkring. That's my opinion. So
yeah, he's proven that his stuff is good enough to be on the roster, even though he started off in Clearwater this year. I think you put him in any situation where you think he's good enough to get us through whatever that situation is. 100%.
Okay.
I like Kirkring against lefties because I love that slider. He threw a couple the other night, that back footer, and so he could be a guy that I know the Braves are more right-handed heavy, and Albies and Harris are so Albies a switch hitter, but I wouldn't hesitate bringing him on Olsen and trying to pound that slider under Olsen's hands, Or
6th inning, there's one guy on. We're up a run. I'm bringing Kirkring in to face Olsen. 100%.
Or Eddie Rosario, or one of their big lefties. I think I would love that slider against those guys and just really bury it, on the back foot or under their hands. No, his kid's got great stuff, and I have 100% confidence when he comes in because he throws strikes too. He's not in there walking people, and that slider's just nasty.
So I'm going to go to some comments, but I'm just going to bring up some of the left or rights because we're kind of coming towards the end. So I just want to give a shout out to the people that voted. I appreciate you watching and listening. But I saw, so it left won by a damn landslide. Nancy with left, Mark with the left, Harry left. Everyone in a row is left. Philip, Kelly, Matt had the right answer. Matt had the only right answer. But I'm going to do the left. So I'm going to, once I do this, I'm going to ask the question and just go around. And, I think you guys know what I'm doing. But what are you doing for the first 3 games? What's your guys' personal plan? Where are you watching? Who are you watching it with? Are you going to the game? What's the plans?
I can start. So tomorrow is game 1. There you go. Tomorrow is game 1. I'm pouring 75 80-pound bags of concrete into a porch in my cabin, and so we'll either project it on the TV we have here, or we'll listen to Fransky and LA, and then Meat Tits and Stalker, and then Fransky and LA again. But we'll be drinking some Treehouse beers, some Miller Lights, and some Woodford Reserve.
I just messed up. I poured a shot and I drank it straight out of the bottle because that's kind of what I normally do, just saving a little bit. But I'm going to do the shot. So fuck the Braves.
Fuck the Braves.
Yeah.
Where you at,
Dugan?
Yeah, Dugan. Where are you at?
So tomorrow, weather permitting, I will be in Jackson, New Jersey at a softball tournament with my daughter. So I will have the iPad with me if we're there, because her last game starts at 6. So I'll be watching the Phils on the iPad and one eye on the softball game, seeing what my daughter's doing. Monday, my plan is to be sitting right there at the bar with Chris in the garage and watching the Phils go up 2-0 in that series, hopefully. And then game 3, my plan right now is to be in attendance at game 3.
Lot K, motherfuckers.
Lot K on Wednesday. So
I forgot game 2. Game 2, I'll be at the garage too.
Excellent.
I will see you there, Mike. What do you got, John?
Game 1 and 2, I plan on being at the garage Sunday, Saturday, and Monday.
Bastard.
For game 3, I will be at the game in full costume, running around the concourse and the alley by myself, and I will be at game 4 as well with my stepdad.
Nice.
Cool.
And full costume as well. So I'm looking forward to running into Twitter people and all our DBF people. I'll be rocking the whole robe and everything, going nuts and saying "fuck the Braves," "fuck Blooper."
Awesome.
Nice.
So the garage, I'll have it all cleaned up again. And I really I bought a bunting last year and it only goes up for the World Series. I was going to put it up for opening day and I asked Dugan and he says that's World Series only. So I want to put this up again so bad. So let's move on. I'm going to tell another kind of funny story. So I'm outside doing the leaves every day. I'm kind of tending to the lawn. I'm old, right? I'm oh, my lawn looks good. I'm doing great. Yo, these 4 asshole squirrels are out there digging goddamn holes because I have a fucking oak tree. They're burying goddamn nuts, 300 fucking landmines all over. So I named these assholes Braves names. So I know the 4 of them, and I'm really pissed. So I'm yo, man, my grass is getting jacked up. I'm not happy. So I went out, I'm how do you keep, squirrels from digging in your yard? And I'm oh, get a dog, get a sprinkler system. I'm I don't have either of those. So that's not going to work. And they're get an owl. It's a fucking plastic owl and his head moves. So I get this thing. Yo, these dudes today are fucking having a party with the owl. The owl didn't scare nothing about them. They fucking knocked him into the fucking grass. These assholes are diving off my fucking roof onto the fucking garage. They're fucking slapping each other around, having a good time. And I'm God damn it. I tried so hard. So excuse the lawn. It still looks okay. But I'm I wanted it to be Citizens Bank Park with beautiful green. These goddamn assholes. All right, now I'm going to go to some more of the.
You should have named it Al Holland.
All right.
I might have a fix for you, Chris.
Okay. Yeah, maybe your big dog, or I can borrow Chris's dogs.
That or maybe like a firearm or two. We'll see.
Oh well, yeah. No, I attempted that one before because I had a woodpecker, and I was like, "Yo, Renee," I was like, "I can just like BB gun, not like BB gun." She's like, "No, you're not like shooting at the fucking house. Like you're fucking half lit. You're out there fucking shooting like your fucking cousin Eddie." Like Jesus, it's not the smartest. Fucking cousin Eddie. All right, so a few more comments, and then we'll kind of like go and look to wrap up. So Patrick Murray, DPF Burke, saying, "Let's go." What's up, Patrick? Man, thanks for joining.
Patrick,
appreciate you. Oh, what the fuck?
Whoa! Hey!
What the fuck is this stuff?
Most valuable. We got a P word, don't we, John? Your dad likes to use it. The most
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what Sean means. Well, regardless, thanks for joining in.
My dad will help you out with that one.
Yeah.
Road JT shows up all series for the MVP.
Oh,
Kelly
dude.
Lynn?
Oh, yeah.
Kel,
Good call.
that a girl, Kel.
Good call. Harry's going with Stott. I think we're kind of going to the MVP of the NLDS. I think John's dad's calling him a schmuck, and we all
That's
been there. Like,
Hey.
cool. Jeff, I'm not confident in the BP with Nolan Wheeler pitching. Gem against Florida. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the series. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think we're quietly confident. I think against Florida, we're like, yeah, like their one dude has like one leg. He's like Kirk Gibson out there. Like, Arise is like terrible. They have no pitching. Alcantara, even though we owned them, like we're kind of like, all right, we're gonna get these dudes. There's just something about the series that I think is going to be special, and we're going to find out soon.
I agree.
Where will you guys be sitting on Wednesday? What section can all us DPF meet up? So, Mark, this is a good question. So, K-Lot, normally, Chris, is it K33?
K33, yeah, right around K33.
Okay. So that's kind of where we congregate. Last year, it was kind of like where we set up shop. It was awesome, like just hanging out and talking to it. I think it was hundreds of fans just coming by and just hanging out. Our seats are we're getting in the game. I'll just leave it at that. I don't ask questions. Nobody moves. Oh, hold on a second. We have a special guest coming in. Yo, the butcher. What do you got?
What's up, fellas?
Yo, this is fucking Bulltron now.
Yo, seriously. It's the fucking playoffs, man. I gotta fucking show up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just gotta deal with me while I'm driving. Well, first and foremost, fuck the Mets. I don't know what you guys were talking about, but I just wanted to get that out of the way.
That's fair.
I'm running all these pizzas and fucking wings and everything out to all these people, and listening to the radio. Everybody seems scared of the fucking Braves. What were you guys talking about here? Because I'm fucking livid. Like, we're supposed to be Philly
being scared
fans.
of the Braves, being like quietly confident.
There you go. That sounds good.
So,
hold on. Good.
Butcher, what would you do if you're coming up to someone's house and like you see a fucking Atlanta hat on them? Honestly,
I would take a shit on the lawn. I won't even let you finish that question. I would take a shit on the lawn, and then I would probably wipe my ass with one of the slices of pizza. I'm sorry. I know that's kind of gross. I know that's kind of gross. I work for Domino's Pizza. I do not work for any privately owned pizza places.
What about a Mets fan then, if that's a Braves?
I've already knocked out like 3 Mets fans tonight. They're pushovers. They're fucking pushovers. So, no, I just look at them in disgust, man. You know. So which Which one of you guys who's going down to the games next week?
So Dugan, May, John.
Yep. I'll be there
Well-
for game 3 and 4.
I don't got anything
Jesus
else.
Christ.
I don't got anything else to do, Butcher. So I'll probably show up too.
Damn. I'm going to be the only loser not there. We might have to work on that.
Yeah, we'll just go. I mean, we're just hopping fences or doing the fucking knothole gang, but you know,
Yeah.
I haven't hopped the fence in a while. I might get stuck. Which, might land me on a fucking TV show or something,
that's
It
true.
might, be like, it might be like, yeah, look at this asshole getting stuck on a fence trying to get that's Philly for you.
Hey, we got Butcher on the line. Butcher, what's your prediction for the series?
I'm going back and forth, but I think in my gut, I just want to say Phillies in 4.
Yeah.
I think they split down there and they come back and they win 2 and it's over. Atlanta cannot handle this crowd. And they got some really good ball players on that team. Like, it sucks. Acuna's a fucking nightmare.
Fold up though.
But I think when it comes down to it, I think they steal a game in Atlanta, and then they come up here and they take 2 and it's over.
Attaboy.
What about you guys?
It's that's the consensus on the line for sure.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, I was the only one with an answer, and I think that I'm going Phillies in 4 only because I think the Phillies just want to play 2 home games.
Yeah.
I think they would just end it in 3, but they're like, being at home is so much more awesome. Let's have as many home games as we can. So Phil's in 4. You heard it from all 5 of us.
Love it.
That's where it's going. We're going to go to some comments now again. So we got Kelly Nolan, FTB, go Phils, fuck the Braves. Matt, for the home games, can we get rid of the deadbeats sitting behind home plate? They pay big money, man. Like that's like a big deal for them. I don't know if we can get rid of them, but we can, not look at you talking about like the guys at our place or away, because Mike and me were looking at well, they're not in it anymore, but Milwaukee like had that, nice young lady back there. That was, she might have been in certain movies. It looked like it. Maybe she wasn't, but it looks like she would have been in those.
Allegedly, Chris.
Yeah,
She seems to be a very huge fan of her team too.
She is a very huge fan of something.
Yeah. Very, very vibrant.
Shellhammer.
Fuck the Braves.
LV Lark. Jesus. Like, this seems like your gamer tag, like you're on Call of Duty.
Isn't life one big role playing game anyway?
Oh man, I love LARPing.
I usually LARP after Taco Bell, but that's it.
The garage, let's fucking go. Al, what's up? Fuck the Braves, fuck Acuna Jr., and fuck Ozuna. You know what? Ozuna, we don't even talk about this dude. He's a piece of shit.
How about fuck Acuna Sr.? Fuck Acuna Sr. too. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I agree with that, Chris. That's a good point, man. Fuck that guy.
Oh, Shellhammer. I should have named one of the squirrels Angel Hernandez. God,
Should have.
That'd have been a good one. Jared can loan Rocky his dog for squirrel defense. That's not
nice.
a good idea. I'm definitely interested in that. Like, we're gonna have to I don't have like a complete fence, so we're gonna have to put some stake in the ground and let Rocky have at it. But he'll be out there all night. I have like one of those blink cameras out here. These dudes are going nuts at like 6 a.m. to like 7 p.m. going back and forth, hiding fucking nuts all in my goddamn lawn. Jesus Christ. DPF Skook says F Sean. Because Sean was the one that said MVP for Acuna. We don't like him. Harry will be there, and he says he's going to be in 207, so that's cool. Let me see if anyone else we haven't talked to. Sig, win the first game and set the fucking tone again.
Yeah.
That's been an important thing
Yep.
last year, is like winning the first game. So
Sig, back to the wedding, brother. Sig, back to your wedding.
And then Al, who was a huge BlackBerry fan, I think he was like, he voted 20 lefts and, just was in as different people because he knew there was BlackBerry on the left. So that's where we are with it. So, guys, I'm just going to go around the horn and just give final thoughts. So, Butcher, we'll do you first because I think, you might have other shit to do.
Yeah, I'm about to go back in the shop here. But I love the way that the team vibes with this city. I love the way that the fans vibe with the team, and it's gonna keep going. That's it.
John.
Yeah, the crowd's going to be a huge piece, and like when we come back here for game 3 and 4, I would love to end it in 3, but I think it's going to end in 4. The crowd, the fanatic, we love that he does the old shit. We love that he streaks and does all that shit. Fuck Blooper. Fuck Freeze too. The guy that races people in the outfield. I hope he trips on something. Fuck him too, and fuck the Braves. What you got, Dugan?
Yeah, fuck everybody. Fuck the Braves. Fuck Atlanta. Fuck Chipper Jones. Fuck Bobby Cox. Fuck all those guys. I think the Phillies win this series. I'm kind of on the fence of 4 and 5, but I think they definitely win this series. And I'm going to go out and say I think the Diamondbacks beat the Dodgers, and I think the Phillies are going to have home field advantage in the League Championship Series. And it's lights out if that happens, because nobody's coming in here if we have home field advantage and knocking us off. So Phillies in 4 or 5, definitely winning the series. And I'm ready. Fucking let's go. Let's go. What do you got, Mike?
I love you.
I want to break in. I got some good news and bad news. Mark Howe will be at K33, and he's bringing moonshine.
Yeah. Pappy Kimbrell's Black Label.
I love you, Dugan, because I also think that the Diamondbacks will win that series. I think we have a hard-fought series. It's either 4 or 5. I think that our bullpen pulls it out in the end, along with our offense, and I think we go to the World Series. I'm actually betting on it, and so I love that the whole conversation. I think fuck the Braves, fuck Acuna Jr., and Chris, it's on you.
So, at the beginning of last year, when I went to when this was like that year where they were going on strike, I went to their first game, which was in Lakeland, Florida, against the Tigers. And then I went to the home opener. And I was like, man, this team is special. Something's different about this team. It felt good. And I'm talking about the 22 team. And I thought that that's what felt right. I was like, this team has what it takes. And, then in the playoffs, they felt it. Now, throughout this year, there was ups and downs, a lot of downs towards the beginning. But now it feels like this team is different to me. It's different defensively. They're not a terrible defensive team, which was kind of like what, Phillies are all hit, no catch. It's not true. It's no longer true. So I think that the addition of that, plus a little bit stronger of a bullpen, and yeah, Kimbrell's been shit at times, but he can be good at times. And I don't care if he's good a year from now, but he can be good for the next 20 days or 30 days or whatever it is. So I think that the Phils 4 games, again, is kind of what I'm ending with. But enjoy every moment of this because this doesn't come along all the time. All the guys on here, we've seen minimal playoffs, right? In the early 70s, we knew they were there. And 80, we were too young. We don't remember it. And then 93, it was, then we know how that all turned out. And then it was 07. It's tough to, when this happens, it's special. So I think we're soaking up every moment. So enjoy it. I love being able to talk about this in October and November baseball. I don't want to talk about the next series or who we're going to play after, just because I think this is a one game at a time. I think if the Phils lose a game, I'm not shitting my pants. Phils lose 2, I'm not shitting my pants, honestly, regardless if they won 1 or not at that point. I think the Phils have that tenacity, that comeback attitude that they're never down. And if we're looking at, Wheeler in a 5, I don't care who he's pitching against. I'm confident. So I'm going to still say the Phils in 4. And I want to go around the room one more time. And here's the deal. You have to say fuck, and then it has to be a Brave, but it can't be like one of the popular ones. You can't be like, oh, fuck Chipper Jones. We're going to do this again because I think Dugan has one, and he's ready to really lay one on us.
I got one.
So I guess I'm talking, so I'm going to go first. So I'm going to say fuck Biff Picaroba.
Who's next?
John, go. John.
Fuck Eddie Rosario.
Oh,
Butcher.
Dugan.
all right. This is the
Butcher.
last thing I'm going to say, and then I got to get inside. Fuck Mark Lemke. Fuck that dude. All right, later, guys.
See you, Butcher.
See you, Butcher.
I got fuck Jeff Blauser.
I got fuck Darno, that fucking Philly killing motherfucker.
That fucking turncoat motherfucker. All right, fuck the Braves.
Exactly.
Fuck that. They had Chief Nakahoma. Is that okay to do? I really didn't have a problem with it, but now they got Blooper, and this fucking dude's yo, I got 140,000 followers on X, Twitter, whatever the fuck it is. Fuck that fucking styrofoam-eared motherfucker too. Fuck Blooper. I know we're not allowed to say that, but fuck him, man. Just do what you do. Entertain kids and shut up. Get off the goddamn Twitter. And just be cool to people like we are, except for you. So fuck you. And fuck the Braves. Phils in 4. We'll see you next week.
Later, guys.
Go Phils.
Go Phils.